Jimmy here, and today I want to show you how to set up your audience targeting in the Facebook Ad Manager. So I'm not going to spend any time showing you how to set up the ad campaigns because I think that's very well explained in some of the other videos. But I think what is really important here is that we show you exactly how to target your audiences. So this will actually make a big difference in determining your success with these campaigns or not. So I would certainly, if you haven't done so, go back and look at some of the other videos that will show you how to set up the campaign really quickly. But let me just dive in quickly on and showing you how to get these audiences and target them. So when you're setting up a new campaign, the first thing it will ask you is what exactly do you want to do. So what we generally do is we will click on conversions to your website. You can also click on send people to your website. Okay, so that's not a bad way to start. You're just getting people to your website. By the way, in your case, your website is your affiliate link, okay? Let's just go for conversions right now. And I'll just click on this, set up the campaign. So this is a test. I just set this up earlier on today. The conversion tracking code I've selected as lead. If that is blank, you can actually create. I'll just maybe click this one here. Yeah, so you can actually define a new custom conversion. So what you would do, you just click on it, basically copy the code, and then you can send the code to us. But if there's a code already there, then you would select the conversion tracking code right there. So what we are now doing is we want to select the location and also the demographic. So I've selected Canada and United States. So you can actually target more than one country at a time, but we certainly suggest that you group them together. So Canada and United States is one group, another one would be the UK and Ireland, and then another one after that would be Australia and New Zealand, and South Africa would probably be on its own. So I selected Canada, United States, the age group is 21 to 55. You could probably push that up to about 23 and still get away with it because most of our customers seem to come from that age group. We're selecting English all, gender all, so you can actually have UK English and American English, but I don't think you need to do that. So the detailed targeting should include people who match at least one of the following, and also must also match at least one of the following. So let me just take these ones away, and we'll start again. So let's just look at the targeting. So all I've done here is I've selected Canada, United States, and the age group and the gender. Now, according to Facebook, we've got a potential reach of 149 million people. Right, now I don't know about you, as much as that might sound like a good idea to target that amount of people, we don't really have a couple of $1 million to invest here. So we don't want to target that number of people. And also it's too broad. It's not going to bring in the people that we want. So what we need to do is narrow that down a little bit by clicking on some detailed targeting. So what I could do, so by the way, I've already typed these in, excuse me, so this is why Facebook is showing them again, but if there was nothing there, you just quite simply type in something in here, and then Facebook will bring up an interest group of a group of people that it thinks is relevant. So this is under additional interest, teaching abroad. There's 70,000 people here. We've actually targeted this before and it came up very high. So you could select that, and you could go ahead and run your campaign based on the fact that the potential reach is 23,000 people. Now, Facebook tends to break the rules of direct marketing. Normally, I would like a smaller group of a few thousand people, but because Facebook is it's got such a big reach, and people will go onto Facebook numerous times a day, and they look at numerous posts every day, that potential reach might be a little bit too small. So I would generally want a couple of 100,000 people, at least 100,000 people in my reach before I start running an ad campaign, because I know that people are going to see the same ads before they actually click on it. So Facebook does kind of break the rules, but basically the secret of all this is to test. So you could just click on that interest, and you could just go ahead and save it and run your campaign and set your daily budget at 33. If your monthly budget's $1,000 a month, your daily budget can be 33. Then you could continue and basically just set up the campaign on that. Now the thing is, that campaign will probably not last very long, because sooner or later everybody's going to see the ads, and if it was bringing in sales, the numbers are going to start to decrease. So let's just look at the other end of the spectrum. Adventure travel. If I click on adventure travel, Facebook's telling me that there's 305 million people all over the world have expressed an interest in adventure travel. But because I've selected adventure travel, Canada and the United States with these demographics, the potential reach is 38 million. So it's went from 300 and something million down to 38 million, which is still too much. So I wouldn't want to be running a campaign just to that ad group. I mean, again, you could test it. You might find it's working for you. I very much doubt it. So, but I think what we need to do is narrow that audience more. So we're looking for people that have clicked on adventure travel, and we're also looking for people that match something else. So let's just try this one. Facebook knows that there's been 4,862,690 people all over the world, in all countries, in all demographics, who have expressed an interest in teaching English as a foreign language. Now, if we combine this with adventure travel, and we combine this with Canada and the United States and the other demographics, then it should narrow the reach much, much further. In fact, it's actually went down to 90,000 people. So that's good. So we've narrowed it down a bit, but I think it's a little bit too low. So we might want to just maybe add some of these other ones in here. So we can have TEFL courses. And Facebook still tried to populate the audience. That's okay. Sometimes it takes a while to do that. And there's another group, teaching English as a second language, teaching English abroad. Okay, so now we're getting a bit more. So the potential reach has been up to 96,000. Let's see what we've got here. There's a British Council teaching English. That's 100,000. So now we're getting somewhere. Job titles, I think, is a good one. There's only a small number in there. There's teaching abroad. Let's put that in. So what you can see, what I'm trying to do here is I want to get this potential reach to just over 100,000. Okay, so what I've done, so what we've got here is we have an interest of teaching English as a foreign language, TESOL courses, TEFL teacher. So basically what Facebook is looking at on this group, it has to include people who match at least one of the following, with people who match at least one of the following of these groups here. Now, by combining them, we're not getting 38 million people, we're getting a potential reach of 110,000 people. Now, Facebook here is saying that this is leaning on the broad side, but to be honest with you, every time we run these campaigns, this needle seems to be always in broad, so I don't really know exactly what that means. Ideally, we want specific, but we've done this before, and Facebook said that our ads were too specific, or our audience definition was too specific. So I'm not quite sure what that means, and I've spoken to a few people that can't really figure that one out. But the secret of all this is to test. So pick one or two interest groups in this section, and then pick some in this section here, and try to get this audience, this reach, anywhere between 100,000 and a couple of million. Okay, anything up to 1 million would probably be a good place to start. So 100,000 to a million. I would save this audience and give it a name, and then you would basically just put in your budget and click continue, and that would run the campaign for you. Now, you already know how to set up the ads, that's in the other videos. So you would basically set up the ad first, set up the post, and then Facebook will give you the opportunity to basically see this page here and select your different audiences. And that's, let me just give you maybe another example before we go. So let's just delete all these ones. Okay, so take all that away, adventure travel. Now we do know that adventure travel had 38 million, so let's just go back to something like teaching English as a foreign language. Now, so I've just clicked teaching English as a foreign language. It's got a potential reach of 200,000 people, and we've selected the countries. and some demographics. And do you know what? That in itself is a good enough potential reach and a good enough campaign. So you can actually just select this group and run your ads, okay? And if your budget's $1,000 a month, then you're going to have plenty of reach in here. Facebook, if you type this in here, Facebook will give you some suggestions. So we're at potential reach 200,000. I might just throw in some TEFL courses. The reach is the same. That means that there's a crossover between those groups. The reach is still the same. Let's put in some more. It's still the same. So basically what it means is that Facebook is probably using basically a demographic of all these groups of people, and it's using them in this one group. So let's just see if I click on TESOL. The reach is still roughly up to 210,000. So you could keep clicking in a lot of these and actually increase that reach if you wanted. But if you wanted just to keep it nice and simple, then just select this one here. Let's just take them all out again. We'll start again so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so basically I've just selected teaching English as a foreign language because Facebook says it's got 4.8 million all around the world. So I've selected that detailed targeting one. I've got a potential reach of 200,000. That is a good enough reach. However, if I picked something like adventure travel, whereby the potential reach is 38 million people, obviously that's too big. So what I would then do in this case, I would narrow that audience by combining it with something else, and therefore my reach is now 90,000. So I would then add in a few more just to get that up to 100 or over 100,000. So that this makes it a much more specific ad group to target. Okay, so I hope you can see that combining the two groups is a good way to narrow down a very, very large audience. But if you just put in one interest group and it's the potential is 4.8 million, but because you've put in some countries and some age and gender demographics, the potential reach is 200,000. So anything between 100,000 and a million potential reach is what I would call a targeted campaign, and you can just click continue, and that's it done. It's all set up for you and ready to go. So get started and let us know how you get on. Let us know if you need any help, and good luck with that one.